What's up, guys? Welcome back to 4th and 20.
Cheers, brother. Let's get after it.
Cheers. All right, guys. Welcome back. Today, we are going to be doing a Green Bay Packers draft review. As a lifetime Packers fan, I like breaking down the picks, going through one by one, finding some little details, stats about them, and then just breaking them down, giving my grade and how they might look out in the Packers over the next couple of years and just my overall opinions of it. So, yeah, man, let's get into it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen. I've known you for 25 years now, and I've seen some of the stuff that you've been able to point out to me before the players became the players who they are.
Right.
And I'm just excited to see you kind of break down some of their attributes and skill sets, and you're usually pretty spot on when it comes to a few of them.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I got my own opinions about them. I think there were some surprises. And yeah, let's jump into it, right? So for the first pick of the Packers draft in Green Bay, the draft was in Green Bay, right? So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All the players drafted on the Packers, or at least the first couple of picks, they were there.
It was a sea of green out there.
Yeah, it was cool. If you were watching the draft, everyone was out there. It was packed. But yeah, we finally, for the first time in 23 years since 2002, draft a first round wide receiver, man. Matthew Golden out of Texas. He's exciting, man. He's ran a 4.29, the fastest out of any wide receiver in the draft this year, right? I mean, we'll see. He's 5'11", 191. He's a deep ball guy, right? Yeah. And I think we need something like that. Christian Watson's going to be out right now. At least for half the season, if not more.
Right.
So we add that extra element. And just watching some of his film, as we were watching, right, we were breaking it down. That man gets deep, and I don't think he gets there. He gets there fast. And I don't think Ewers was able to get him the ball on time or as far as he needed to be. And I think that's something Jordan Love is going to be able to do. I think he's going to be able to hit him in stride deep.
Bigger arm.
Yeah, bigger arm. If he needs it 60, 65 yards down there, he's going to be able to get it down there. So that's exciting. That adds another element to the offense. Put him outside, send him deep. So with Watson out, gets balls deep. I think he was making some crazy acrobatic catches. I think that was one thing you saw. So if I was to take one thing away, I never saw him really break away, catch the ball, and then there's a couple times where he'd make a breakaway run, but I feel like he would catch it and it would be like a contested catch. Yeah. I think a lot of that was because of the quarterback play, either underthrowing him or throwing into a bad situation. So I think with better quarterback play, he's going to be more open or be thrown more open in these situations, and he is going to break away.
It did seem like in a few of those films, he was slowing down to get the ball and then getting hit because he had to slow down.
Yeah, I think it allowed him to get the opportunity for his hands to really stand out though, and make those contested catches.
Couple nasty
ones. Yeah, right.
Because
you want to see how when it is those situations and those times come when you have to make a jump ball. I mean, he was clearly doing it.
100%.
So some questions I had about him, right, is he a true number one? I don't know. That's yet to be seen. The Packers have a pretty deep wide receiver room with Jaden Reed, Romeo Doubs, Dontavian Wicks, Watson when he's healthy. Where is he going to mix into all that? And we even picked another wide receiver in this class, so it's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see him. I'm curious to see where he ranks along them this year, but he's going to add an element to the return game too. And he actually last year had 10 catches, 25 plus yards, which was the most in the SEC and sixth most in the FBS. So he's a deep ball guy, man. I think he's just going to add that other element there.
He's fast, man.
Yeah.
The one thing I like about this pick is you can tell he's a deep threat target. And knowing when that guy's on the field, I'm sorry, but you have to put a safety over top. So it brings a guy out of the box, and you just add another element to the game, whether it's play action, it's a slant to the house because he is so fast. And the other thing that I like is, this is your wide receiver room when it's healthy.
Right.
Jaden Reed, Romeo Doubs, Matthew Golden, Christian Watson, McCole Hardman.
McCole Hardman too, yeah.
Dude,
fast.
You guys got depth at wide receiver.
It's depth,
and you took another wide receiver in the third round.
And we'll get to him.
Iron sharpens iron. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fire.
So, if I had to compare him to someone, maybe some shades of a Garrett Wilson type of guy, super fast.
Sure.
Hit him deep. I don't know. Is there any comparisons that are coming top of mind to you?
Not off the top of my head. I'd like to see a little bit more of him in the league. I think he's got a lot of potential, though. I don't think there's going to be a lot of people who can keep up with him, and if they use him in the right way, he's going to be a problem.
Right. I mean, the one thing that scares me, I did a little quick research on some receivers that ran a 4 or a sub 4.3. He ran a 4.29 Golden. So Xavier Worthy, John Ross, Marquise Goodwin, and Henry Ruggs. None of them really, I mean, yet to be seen with Xavier Worthy, but like, none of those guys really stand out as a true wide receiver number one.
But I think he's got better hands than all those
That's what I
guys.
noticed too.
Yeah.
His hands on tape look amazing.
Way better.
Way stickier. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
It looks like he was playing with Winnie the Pooh and the Beehive. That's all I'm saying.
He's got them honey hands.
Got them basket hands.
Next round 2, pick 54 overall, Anthony Belton out of NC State, offensive lineman. 6'6", 336 pounds.
That's what I'm talking about.
5'2", 40. Relative athletic score of 7.72. So you familiar with relative athletic score, RAS score?
100%.
Yeah. So I mean, 7.72, pretty up there, but 6'6", 336 pounds. And when we watched him, he just seems like a massive guy out there. He stands out. That number on his body looks small. His jersey looks small. But he's giving people all he got. He's looking to push not one, but 2 people to the ground. And when he hits you, you're going to feel it. So he started at left tackle, but a lot of times the Packers' tendency here is to draft tackles and then maybe bump them inside to guard, or more fail at tackle, bump inside to guard. But a big thing for them, as you Packer fans know, is we're going to want you to play multiple positions, because if someone goes down, you got to be able to be flexible out there. So I think we're going to probably start him maybe inside, start to transition him outside over time. But, I mean, we're getting big. I mean, last year we drafted Jordan Morgan. He's 6'5", 310 plus.
Mm-hmm.
We signed Aaron Banks from San Francisco, is 6'5", 320 plus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now this guy's 6'6", 336. I think we're really trying to build in the trenches, get those big boys, Elton Jenkins as well as we have on our offensive line, Rashid Walker, all of them 6'5 plus. 320 plus. So we're really trying to build that wall for Jordan Love, which is going to be exciting. And it's going to give Matthew Golden that opportunity to get deep without Jordan Love getting pressure and send that deep ball.
100%.
Yeah, man, he's something special. But we'll see. I mean,
I like what you said though about them trying to build their offensive line to be a wall, because when we saw the Eagles win the Super Bowl this year, we know that the average lineman was 6'6",
but that's what we're trying to,
But that's clearly a path to victory.
They built the standard right now.
And you got 3 guys on the offensive line that fit those attributes, and it clearly is a path to victory. Everyone knows that the games are won in the trenches.
Right.
And I like what you said earlier, too. Like, the guy finishes people into the dirt. Like, he wants to bury them in turf.
He wants to lay on them.
Yeah, no, he wants
on the grass.
Yeah,
he wants them to lay on the grass and then just push it down.
100%. He's pouring maple syrup on those pancakes all day. And I like what you guys are doing at your offensive line. I think it's very smart.
Yeah, it's exciting. So we're building. We got the 3 new linemen because Morgan was hurt last year, man. He was our first round pick last year, and he didn't play. So he's coming back. We got Aaron Banks coming back, and now this guy to plug in. That's 3 brand new 6'5", 310 plus offensive linemen that are going to be added into the roster, and it's going to be a rotation, and it's going to add competition in the room, which is going to iron sharpens iron, and everybody's just going to be able to prove them to be the best and really take the best out of each other. Force everyone's best hand to go forward when training. So it's going to be exciting. I like to add him in the room. I think he's going to be good. I don't know if he's going to start necessarily, because we do have a strong offensive line. But if he does, it proves that he's going to be great. I even saw that an insider or like a scout was saying that he could be like a future Tyler Smith of the Cowboys.
All right, let's not go that far.
So he could be elite, man. I don't know.
Let's not go that far. Let's not go that far.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
But let's take it into the 3rd round, 87th overall. We draft wide receiver / running back / quarterback / athlete Savion Williams out of TCU.
Dog.
A very unlike Packers pick here. I mean, taking a wide receiver in the 1st round isn't even Packers-like. Like I said in the beginning, we didn't draft one in 22 years. And then drafting one a round later. What we do, is we will kind of double dip at position groups. So if we feel like there's a positional need, we will draft one or more or two or more at that position. So I guess they wanted to add some depth here at the wide receiver group. Unsure about Watson coming off injury. He is continuously injured anyway. Romeo Dobbs has his own concerns sometimes. He had his personal issues on and off the field. Got some concussion problems as well. And then Jaden Reed and Dontavian Wicks. Maybe it's time to add some more depth there. Savion, 23, 6'4", 225, ran a 4.4 40 at 6'4", 220 plus is crazy.
That's just stupid.
It's crazy, man. I mean, he's an athlete.
Stupid.
Wide receiver, running back, quarterback / returning. He had 6 catching touchdowns, 6 rushing touchdowns, and threw a touchdown. So we did it all. They found ways to get him the ball. And I think that's what Matt LaFleur is gonna look excited for here. He's gonna find ways to get this man the ball because at this height and speed, and you tell me, man, like when we watched him play, like he's so shifty and like you can't take him down. It doesn't look like he should be that big, this fast and quick.
It doesn't look like he should be. It looks like he's a mix between a UFC fighter and a soccer player. Like, I've never seen anything like him. And I quite honestly wish the Cowboys had taken him in the 3rd round before the Packers had a chance to, because that guy is a freak of nature. There's no reason you should be 6'4", built like a brick shithouse, and running a 4.4 40. And by the way, he's not easy to take down. It takes a physical man to bring him to the ground, and he will run through you and your arm tackles if you don't really put your head in the dirt.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be fun to watch.
He's fun to watch. Yeah, he's fun. Mark him off as fun.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I heard somebody say he could be a better version of Deebo Samuel, and I see the potential. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, I had him as shades of Cordero Patterson / DK Metcalf.
Okay.
Because there were some plays where
more versatile than DK.
Like he would go deep, catch these Randy Moss plays, but like, listen, he's not a 1st round pick for a reason. So he did have some easy drops there now and there. So also he wasn't like a pure wide receiver necessarily, so it was hard to maybe fit him in one position group. So maybe that's why he fell. Sure. But I think it's gonna give a chance to get creative with him, add motions, jet sweep, screens. Maybe even Matt LaFleur put a wildcat in the system would be kind of fun.
I'd like to see that.
It'd be fun. We haven't seen one in a while.
That'd be fun.
He played high school quarterback, so maybe an emergency quarterback. The Packers usually only start 2 quarterbacks on game days. Mm-hmm. So God forbid, last year Jordan Love went down twice in game, and then what if Malik Willis goes down? Maybe throw Savion Williams in. That could be fun.
Yeah, dude. Especially he's able to throw a screen or a slant. Like, he could be viable if needed. Yeah,
I mean, why not? At least it's an option there. He could be used in the return game, which we need to add someone there as well. So him and Golden can maybe mix it up or fight for that return spot. But as a running back, for 51 carries this past season, he averaged 6.3 yards a carry as well.
That's nuts.
So it's just fun, man. I mean, he can run it. He can catch it. He's just going to be versatile there.
I love it.
Next up, round 4, pick 124. This was a fun one, man. This guy, Beryl Sorrell, he got passed on in the 1st round, was in the green room. 2nd and 3rd round on the 2nd day, passed up.
Yeah.
He still showed up. He was the only person left in the green room, met with the commissioner, but decided to come back to Green Bay, of all places, the team who drafts him, for the last day of the draft. In the 4th round, they pick him. Give him a chance to go out there, pat that Green Bay sign out there. It was
fire.
It was exciting to watch, man. Yeah. He's going to be a fan favorite. I'm rooting for him. What I put for him is he definitely looks strong, tough, high motor, high energy player. Man, he's really strong. He had the 2nd most bench reps at the position group at the combine.
Looks like he's carved out of fucking stone.
Yeah, he plays with his hands, so he's going to get you off the burst with his hands.
Yeah, I play with my hands too, but I think it's different.
That's a little different type of play.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad.
But he'll get you off the line and then be able to run right past you, get to the quarterback, take him down. But yeah, man, he's one of the players that I'm excited for. I think is going to be a fan favorite.
I think so. I just love that the story of Commissioner Goodell bringing him out, him slapping that Green Bay sign, but more importantly, him looking like a fucking Greek god. That guy looks literally like he's got tree trunks for fucking arms instead of he's a freak.
Something that like stood out to him was like he looked like when you're playing Madden or something, you press the A button for a tackle, he just suction cups onto
Yeah,
it. Right?
yeah.
Like when the ball
he finds the ball.
he finds the ball,
Yeah.
and when he's like breaking off a block, his eyes are always on the quarterback or on the running back there. His eyes are always in the backfield, and he's always focused on where the ball is going, and it's very attentive, and it's something you'll notice. So his awareness is high, and then his pursuit once he sees it, he's see ball, get ball, and he's hitting it like 100%, which is exciting. So I think we have some good pass rushers right now with Rashawn Gary, Lucas Van Ness, a previous first-round pick, right? And Igbare. I think he's just going to add to the group, add some excitement, and I think he's going to be fun to watch there.
I agree.
Next up, 5th round, 159, Colin Oliver out of Oklahoma, another edge rusher / linebacker. I think we're going to use him more as like a situational third down or just rotational pass rusher here. He's 6'2", 240, ran a 4.5. So he's a little bit on the smaller side, but he's extremely fast.
Good speed.
His relative athletic score is a 9.74.
Freak.
So freak athlete, man. He's coming off that edge. Now, 6'2", 240, not small by any means, but obviously for an edge, you're going against tackles around like the 300, 6'6", 6'5", 6'4 size.
But he's got good leverage against those guys, right? They got to come down and play him.
Exactly. So, I mean, he had 42 tackles for loss, 23 and a half sacks. He had great production. He was a freshman All-American. I mean, I think he's going to be good in those situations when you need a pass rusher, rotate someone in. Maybe he has the potential to stand out if he has a high motor, trains hard. But I think he's going to find his way onto the field this next season, just because he is kind of that throw him in, and he's going to be a big burst guy, be able to get there quick. And when we were watching some of his plays, and that's one thing you notice, it was like snap the ball, boom, someone's on the quarterback. Oh wait, he's there. Like what the hell?
Yeah, he's so fast.
Lightning in a bottle.
He's so fast. No, I think you're 100% right. I think he does have a high motor too. For you to get to the league at 6'2", 240,
right?
Yes, you have to be strong and smart, but you have to want it, because if you don't want it, you'll get tossed around by those guys who are 6'6", 340. But at the same breath, like if he's got the right frame, he's fast like that, and he knows how to outthink those guys and works his ass off, he's a guy who I think has a lot of potential to potentially be like a superstar. And anything can happen in those later round picks, but that's a guy I'm going to keep my eyes on, especially a couple of years to come from now.
Yeah, I mean, just with like Barron Sorrell, the pick before that, and then Colin Oliver right there. I mean, you draft 2 edge rushers. We double dip there, like we double dipped that receiver. So now we just add more competition to those rooms. I think this upcoming year, our pass rush and our passing game is going to be significantly better than it was this past year. So I'm excited to see how these young players play and kind of how we improve this season and where they kind of fit in and if they kind of live up to their potential, right? Because you never know with these guys.
I agree, and I love double dipping.
Round 6, pick 198, Warren Brinson, defensive lineman out of Georgia. 23-year-old, 6'5", 315, ran a 5.09 40 with an RAS of 9.1. So freak athlete, 6'5", 315 is insane. We're going on a 6th-round pick here, though, so these guys, typically fall for a reason, but, sometimes you find some gems back here. You never know. But what I kind of noticed from him, he's big, experienced, played 5 seasons for the Bulldogs. The Packers love drafting Georgia guys. I don't know if it's a G on the helmet or the mindset of being a dog, but we just love picking them up. We got Javon Bullard from last year, Quay Walker at linebacker, Devontae Wyatt. We even drafted Eric Stokes in the 1st round, who's now a Raider a couple years ago.
I spit them facts.
So we love picking those Georgia guys, so we just kind of dip there. They have good culture, good work ethic, and dog mentality, and plus a winning culture over there in Georgia.
I see what you did there, dog mentality.
So we just want to pick them up, man. Yeah. So
add some the Georgia Bulldogs.
The Bulldog. Woo, woo.
Dog. Sorry.
He's someone that, we'll see where he fits in, but we're talking about late round picks here, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Next pick,
like it.
7th round. 237, Micah Robinson, cornerback out of Tulane. He was, 5'10", 183 on the lighter side, not super tall.
I'm bigger than him in both attributes.
23, ran a 4.42 40.
Okay, you got me beat there.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, fuck off.
But Packers fans, Packers like their 7th round corners. We drafted Carrington Valentine from Kentucky, who we have right now. Also, Kalen King we drafted. But we typically use I thought we were personally going to draft more corners. I was looking at Maxwell Harrison out of Kentucky as well this year, who I was kind of excited for. But we ended up going another direction in the first round, which I liked. But this is kind of telling me maybe we're keeping Jair, unless the Packers are more comfortable at corner than I personally am as a fan. But if Jair is gone, I think we definitely should have drafted at least another corner in a higher round than one corner in the seventh. This is just adding one depth piece. It doesn't feel like adding competition in the room or anything. So it just makes me feel like they're really comfortable at the corner position. Don't need too much. Of the short amount of film that I did watch of Micah Robinson, he was exciting. He seemed to have a knack for the ball, quick instinct, quick burst for breaking on the ball. He could catch the ball in an interception and take it to the house. He goes for the ball, trying to strip it for some fumbles. He had 8 passes batted down. I don't know. We'll see. He's a seventh rounder.
Yeah, it's seventh rounders. It's hard to tell. Sometimes they don't even make the team. But I think the biggest takeaway here is obviously Jair Alexander is probably going nowhere. So otherwise, they would have taken another quarterback early on.
They had some team meetings that were voluntary, and he showed up. But our GM is still saying nothing's changed.
He has to report that. God forbid something goes worse. To me, if they were uncertain of his return, they would have drafted earlier on.
Right, we'll see.
So that's the biggest.
We didn't have him. We didn't have him last year, and we did all right. So maybe they're comfortable. Maybe they're more comfortable than I am.
Well, I'm more comfortable than ever. No, I'm not.
Congrats.
I'm not.
All right, last pick, round 7, 250. John Williams, Cincinnati offensive lineman, 6'4", 332. Trend, we like our guys big in Green Bay. 6'4", 330 plus pounds. Ran a 5'1", 40. He started every game for 2 years, so 27 games at left tackle as well. So we drafted Anthony Belton left tackle, Jordan Morton left tackle last year, have Rasheed Walker left tackle right now. A lot of competition at left tackle. That means get the best player out of those 4 to guard Jordan Love's blind side, and everyone else fill in the rest, right?
Good shit.
We draft players who play multiple positions. So we're going to have probably one of those guys, the guy who shines the most this year, starting left tackle. And then we have some guys for the future that can fill in after him. And then if any of those guys shine that maybe aren't still the best but can fill in at guard or right tackle, then we have them there as well. So that's good. But, yeah, good length, good size, 7th-round pick. Who really knows here? But it's always good to draft that left tackle, guy protecting the blind side of the quarterback. Don't have a problem with it. We'll see what he pans out to be.
Yeah, I like it. Like you said, the blind side is extremely important for Jordan Love, or any quarterback for that matter of fact. And you guys got 3 guys really competing hard for it. All that can do is bring out the greatness and the best guys around them. So I think it's a good pick. I think you guys, quite honestly, had a really, really, really nice draft.
After going through that, what I give us in the beginning, B?
You gave yourself. I don't know if you ranked it, to be honest. But what would you give him?
What would I give him? I think we would probably have an A- here. I think
you gave the Cowboys a B-. I don't think you ranked them an A-. Shit, PJ, I'd give them an A.
Yeah, I think only thing I would have wanted another high cornerback on top of the 7th rounder. Have that late security just in case. Add competition to the room, but I like having 2 of those positions at need, and I think even with Jair there, I think we still could have added 2 more corners, honestly. Yeah. So if we just drafted 1 more corner early, I probably would have given us an A, but A-.
So I gave you an A because I really like what you guys did on the offensive line and what you did to add assets to the wide receiver room. Because you guys have a good running back and a good quarterback. You get a really good offensive line. You can win games by chewing the clock.
Right.
And it seems to me that you guys have put yourself in a really good situation just by being an offensive problem. If I can't get the offense off a field and I can string together 9, 10, 11, 14, 15 play drives, I'm going to eat up 38 minutes out of the 60-minute game, and my defense doesn't fucking matter because I'm controlling game clock. So I really like what you guys did. I think you worked to your strengths. I think that you put yourself in a position that you're going to be able to dictate games rather than trying to fight against other teams.
Yeah, and I think everything you said, I think we improved our team. I think a lot of the things that we draft and the Packers, like prototypical draft picks, we kind of broke our typical go-to, right?
Sure.
But we broke the normal, and I'm excited for it. You don't know how these guys will pan out, maybe for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the line. But I'm excited. Football is finally getting back into it. Excited to see what these young rookies can do and what they prove. But I'd say the guy I'm most excited for right now, or that sleeper, obviously Matthew Golden is exciting. But Savion Williams, man, that guy, that guy is
Fire. Dude, the upside on him is crazy.
I know. He's going to be
Upside
fun.
on him is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm excited. You guys did a great job. Really happy for you.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming. Appreciate the time, and come back for more. Like, comment, and subscribe.